What is up, guys? It's Oleh here, and today I'm going to actually bring you my updated Cyber Dragon deck. Now, as you know, I uploaded this deck, a deck profile of Cyber Dragons a couple months ago, actually. I think it was like February. And, after a while, you guys have given me a lot of feedback, telling me what to do, how I should fix it. So I kind of came up with the product. I'm still testing it. It's still in the works. I can make a tweak or two. But right now, this is kind of how I'm using it. And also, I'm trying to hollow out this deck, so if you guys did the hollow versions of any of the machines or like the staple cards in this deck, not staples as in like Dark Hole and stuff, but like staple cards for Cyber Dragons, that'd be great. And maybe I could trade you for my trade binder or buy it or something. So, anyways, yeah, let's just get off the deck profile. It's doing really well. It's a casual deck. I can't say it's a competitor or anything, but it's really fun to use, and I love this archetype. So, I think I'm gonna keep updating this deck. So, yeah. So always leave feedback as to how I can fix it and what I can do to make it better. So anyways, let's start off with deck profile. So obviously, 3 Cyber Dragons, it's your main engine in the deck. It's easy to summon, like 21 beater. Just not much to say. I also got the secret one that I really wanted finally. So yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that. But yeah, 3 Cyber Dragon, obviously. 3 Cyber Dragons way, because it's just... you have to run 3 because it's a Cyber Dragon in the graveyard, which is what you use for Overload Fusion. It's also an 1800 beat stick, and it can even be on the field if you reveal spell cards. So you have to run 3. It's a great card, yeah. Next, I only run 1 Proto Cyber Dragon, as it's really it clogs. Like I feel like I've seen people run 2. I run 1 because I feel like it clogs. There's not much use for it because if you don't have an Overload Fusion or Power Bond in hand, you can't do anything with this because, you just summon it. And it's only Cyber Dragon on the field, not even in the graveyard. So, it's not that great. I still think you have to run 1 because you need to have as many Cyber Dragons as you can. But this deck also has to run efficiently. So, I feel like 1 is a good number. Maybe 2, but I like 1. Maybe I'll try 2. I don't know. I tried 2 before and I felt like it clogged. So, yeah. Next, I run 3 Cyber Valley. This card is essential in this deck. It makes you draw, and this deck needs draw power. It helps you stall, so you can get off your play, so you can get stuff sent to your graveyard. So I feel like this card is essential, as like I said, it helps you draw. And then obviously the combo off with the level 1s here. 3 Cyber Larva. This card is amazing. It gets destroyed, you summon another one, you take no battle damage, it's perfect. And then when you special summon it, maybe if you have a Valley in hand, you can summon this, banish 2 of those, and then just get a 2 more cards, draw 2 more cards, which, maybe you could pull an Overload Fusion, Fuse, or something like that. Like, this engine is needed in this deck because it just helps stall so much, and then you can also draw the cards that you need. And yeah, this is essential in this deck, so, 3 of each, you have to run it. That's my personal preference. Then next, again, this is my favorite Cyber card. It's so frigging awesome. Cyber Eltonin. It's basically like a win condition. Like, if you're losing, you just, you draw this card, and then you're back in the game, because I think it even sends it, it doesn't even destroy stuff, it just sends it to the graveyard. You banish all your lights in your graveyard on the field, light machines actually, in your graveyard on the field, and then you just send everything to the graveyard. It's phenomenal, and then you get some attack points for the amount you banish, but it helps you out of really tight situations. It's great. It's just I can't even say much. This card is so good. I was doing my friend's Crystal Beast. I just sent them all to the graveyard. They all went to the back row, but just at that point, he just got knocked out because he had a Rainbow Dragon on the field too. So, great card. I really love this. This card just makes you win stuff. I was also remember I was doing Go Zombies as well, and again, this guy just this is my friend's Go Zombies. He just went out, and then I thought I was gonna lose, but I drew this card, and that's it. So great card. Next, it's actually something, that you guys told me, and I've thought about this before. I just kind of neglected this card, and I regret neglecting it so much because this card is so great. It works perfectly with this deck, and that is 2 Card Troopers. Card Trooper is so amazing in this deck because what you do is you mill stuff, and that easily gets you your you're like your fusion materials to the graveyard. Like sometimes you can mill like a dark hole or just like an overload fusion, and you're gonna be really upset. But other than that, it's just great because it's also a 1900 beater, which this deck needs monsters just attack on them by themselves. So, it's 1900 beater. It also lets you draw a card when it's destroyed. It's perfect in this deck. Like, I felt like maybe it wasn't perfect because it wasn't a light machine before. And then I thought the milling was bad, but honestly, it is perfect. This card it fits so well. So yeah, 2 card troopers. And I would run 3 if I could, but it's amazing. Just lets you draw a card. I don't know. I can't go off it wins games. Like it even helped me win against my friend's fairy agents. It was ridiculous. I can't. It's just too great. And then next, going on that statement that I said that you need beaters in this deck, which is why I still run the Machine of Fortress. I told people that said well, I've been told by people that to take it out, that it's not that great in this deck. I did. I guess I didn't notice that it was gone, but sometimes, like, the 2500 attack would be very helpful. Like, usually I just summon it by discarding my Proto Cyber Dragon on one of my level 1s. It's so easy. But I feel like this card is, like, it just helps in the deck. Maybe I'll take it out. This is, like, still in the works, but I like it, and, it even destroys stuff if it gets destroyed. So I still like it, and yeah. Next, I have, so that was the machine lineup. Yeah, that was the entire machines. So next I have 2 light hex sealed fusions to, summon and then fuse with the Cyber Dragons just due to his effect, and then get Cyber Twin Dragon out. I've seen people run 1, because what this is kind of, it's not real fusion. You don't use polymerization or power bond or whatever equivalent you can. So you can't monster reborn a Cyber Twin Dragon. Usually you summon Cyber Twin Dragon. Although I have summoned Cyber End, and that was kind of pro. But in either case, I feel like, I've seen people run 1, but I feel like 2 is the better number, because they can draw out more, and that's pretty much it. Like, it just helps you get into Cyber Twin Dragon and just attack automatically, which is great. So next I have 2 Shining Angels, and these are kind of iffy. I'm not sure what to do with these. Maybe I'll keep them, maybe I won't, I'm not sure. Because they do help search out your Cyber Valleys and Cyber Larvas to get your machines into the graveyard, but sometimes they kind of ruin, like, they don't ruin the deck, but they just kind of, they don't fully fit in, as in, sometimes they're kind of dead, they don't really do anything. Like, sometimes, although it's nice having something in your graveyard, it's just, like I said, it's really iffy. It's still a good card. Like, I'm probably gonna keep it, but, maybe I'll take it out. So, like I said, guys, leave suggestions. So yeah, that's 2 Shining Angels. And since this is a light deck, honest, it's simple as that. It just helps so much. I even used this against the Shooting Star Dragon, and yeah, there's not much to say. It's an amazing card. Next, here's the spells. That was 22 monsters, but I feel like you need all those monsters for you to fuse, so that's 22 monsters. So next we have the spells, 2 power bonds, fuse, simple as that. I can't say much, it's power bonds, amazing card. So then we have 2 Overload Fusion as your fusion conditions, to get Chimera, you banish to get Chimera Tech out, simple as that. So yeah, those are the cards. I run 2 of each because 3 clogs, simple as that. Like, Power Bond is really bad at 3. It's just absolutely awful. Okay, so now I have a bunch of 1-ups in this deck, but I feel like they're all necessary because, One Day of Peace is something you guys told me to use because it helps both of us draw. I mean, I hate my opponent gets to draw, but since I lose no battle damage, like, there's not much harm, and it gets me closer to, filling my graveyard with monsters, overload fusioning, or, getting a power bond and fusion summoning a Cyber Twin Dragon. It's a great card, so I feel like, it's great. I wish I wish it wasn't at 1, but yeah. So next, I also run 1 for 1. Again, another suggestion with you guys, and it's great. Honestly, I think this is a really good card, because I just discard, like I said, Shining Angel sometimes just doesn't do the job, even though it, like, summons a bunch of things. So I usually just discard it, summon a Valley, and then just go on from there. Also, I can discard a dead Machine of Fortress if it's just sitting in my hand without any monsters. It's a good card. I like it. I'll probably never take it out. Then, obviously, this is a machine staple, limited removal, helps you with the OTKs, destroys things. Makes things mega powerful. I made my friend lose, I believe it was 2290 life points in one duel because of this card and Power Bond. Then we have, we have Monster Reborn, Heavy Storm, Dark Hold, the Holy Trinity. And then to destroy back row, 2 MSTs, because you need 2 MSTs, like I said, to destroy back row. I mean, yeah, this deck needs to OTK, and if there's back row, that could always hinder it, so 2 MSTs are necessary. I'd run 3, but I don't know, I like 2. 2 is just a really good number for a Mystical Space Typhoon. So next we go to the traps, and 2 Threatening Roars. It, prevents your opponent from pretty much killing you, like, if you don't have the right pieces, you don't have much in your hand, or graveyard or whatever. You can't do much, so this thing just stops your opponent from completely destroying you. It's amazing in this deck. It's so good. Oh my god, it's just so good. I can go on and on as to how much this card has saved me and how good it is, but, 2 Threatening Roar, it's really good. Then, this is kind of it's definitely debatable, but I think this card is really good in this deck, and that is 2 Mirror Force. This is really a card that you don't have to run, but I do like to run it because this deck is obviously a slow deck. So what people like to do, I know this is casual play, but what people like to do is they like to overextend on it. They like to summon a bunch of monsters and overextend because it's a slow deck, and they know I won't be able to do much. And that's where Mirror Force comes in, because then when they overextend, they attack, I flip this, they rage, they cry, they get sad. They don't cry, but, my friend, he overextended with, he got 3 Hyperions on the field in one turn. He was game. He popped my Chimera Tech and Cyber Twin, and one of my Mirror Forces actually had both face down. And then I just flipped the last one down, and he threw in the towel because that happened. It was great. So, to Mirror Force, I still might take it out to put maybe Bottomless in or something. I'm still not sure, but I think Mirror Force is great because they do tend to overextend and it costs them. But I'm still not sure. But okay, so here are the 1-up traps. Everybody's told me to put this in, so I did. It obviously helps. I mean, I knew it would help. I just didn't have one, but then I was able to find one, in my basement where my old shitty cards were, so I actually didn't know I had this. But Return from a Different Dimension, it gets all my banished stuff back for 1 turn, and I can just OTK or XZ summon or fusion or whatever. I mean, there's not much to say. This card it's Return from a Different Dimension. Rainbow Life, I might take this out because it's really not that great. I mean, it's great if you power bond and you activate this card to get life back instead of lose it. But it's really situational, so I really might take it out for something else. Maybe a second Call of the Haunted, which is my last card in this deck. I use a Call of the Haunted because I can mill stuff with Card Trooper that I don't want to mill. So that's where Call of the Haunted comes in, and that's pretty much it. I used to run 2, but I don't know, I think 1 is great. Maybe I'll use 2 again and take out the Rainbow Life, I don't know. Because like I said, Rainbow Life is pretty situational. But yeah, that's the main deck, so I think that's 41 cards? It's 40 or 41. Maybe I'll need to take something out, but I don't know. So anyways, let's go to the extra deck. 3 Chimera Tech, obvious, no, it's just the card that, makes you win in this deck. 2 Cyber End Dragon, because I like Cyber End Dragon. This card just what made me go into this deck, because it's just really badass, so I really like it. If anybody has an Ultra or Ulti, Cybernetic Revolution, Cyber End Dragon, I'll love you forever. So yeah, it's just, Cyber Dragon deck. 3 Cyber Twin, probably the best fusion in this deck. I mean, Chimera Tech is amazing, but this thing is so great, because it just attacks twice with 2800, it's so powerful. You have to run 3. Okay, so now we go into the XZs. And although, I mean, it's a Cyber Dragon deck, I think XZs are necessary in every single deck. And, I just, you have to use it. So first of all, Slacker Magician. It's so good in this deck, because the 6 level 1s that you run in this deck, and you can just if you're in a bad situation, you can just exit someone into this thing and then watch them try to get over it, because it's really hard to get over this thing. I mean, you need a bunch of powerful monsters to get over it. It's just great. It helps stall. I love this card. There was like a whole duel where my friend just left this thing alone and just pushed for trying to destroy my other things. So this card's great. Well, I kind of missed it. That was awful. Next, Maestro, because rank 4. Maestro's always amazing. This is my favorite generic XZ. I love it. Cowboy, Dweller. I mean, obviously. And then this card. Oh my god. So I love it. Like, I use this card in Heroes, but it's so great in this deck. It's a light deck, so obviously I think you guys know what I'm talking about. It's Starleech Paladynamo. It is so good in this deck. Because what happens is you usually XZ with 2 Sways. I think it's actually the only level 4 I have in this deck. Yeah, and Shining Angels. So, what you do is usually have a Zway and an Angel or whatever, and, actually it's Vi, I think it's pronounced Vi. Anyways, and then you just XZ into this, and if you're in a bad situation, you just detach 2, and you still get your Cyber Dragon's Vi's to the graveyard to use them for fusion fodder. And it's so great. I can't even describe as to how well this card works in this deck, because it gets the stuff that you need to the graveyard while still having an amazing effect. It also lets you draw a card. It's just a match made in heaven. It is perfect in this deck. If this was a machine, I think I'd go crazy, because this is perfect. Like, this card is just perfect in this deck. Definitely my favorite XZ in this deck. Too good. And then for the rank 3s, because I think I run 5 level 3s, so Lever and Zen mains. Machine, get Spanish stuff back. Simple as that. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this this updated deck profile. I know I like to talk a lot and explain, say a lot of stuff, but it's how I do these deck profiles. I hope you guys enjoyed. It's a great deck. It's fun to use. I can't say it's competitive. Obviously, it's not competitive. It's really slow, but it's OTK. It's really fun. And yeah, so guys, make sure to leave suggestions as to what I can do to fix this deck and what I can do to help it. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you all later.